What's going on, guys? This is Jay, and I'm here today to talk to you about cubic shipping, one of the little-known forms of shipping available through USPS that can save you and everyone else that you know that sells on eBay and Amazon a ton of money throughout the entire year. I've personally been using cubic shipping for almost 6 months now, and I'm saving on average anywhere between $200 to $300 a month. Now, behind me, we have an absolute ton of information. We have two separate charts here, but what I'm going to do for you over the next 10 minutes is I'm going to break down how cubic shipping works and how you can save a ton of money using it as well. So if you look across the top here, we have zones 1 through 8, and they represent the distance that the package is going to be going. When it comes to cubic shipping, the most important thing is the actual dimensions of the box. I've gone ahead and made some examples so that I can better explain to you what these dimensions actually mean, because everything's done in cubic feet when you're looking at cubic shipping. So right here we have something, this is called this is an 8x6 by 3.5. And then we also have a 1096L from USPS. These boxes both are considered to qualify for cubic 1, which basically means that it's under 0.1 cubic feet in size. So pretty much whatever you're gonna put inside of these, up to about 20 pounds, is gonna ship for the same price as long as it's going to one of these zones up above. So if you look at, we have zone 1 through zone 8. So zone 1 is going to be anything up to 150 miles away from you. And then let's just look at zone 7, for example, which is going to be 1,400 to 1,800 miles away, which is pretty much going to be if you're going from East Coast to West Coast. It's somewhat of a fringe scenario when you're going anything past that. So if you look at the chart, we have a couple of sections as well. We have the red section, we have the green section, and we have the black section. So red section, the reason that's red is because when you're having one of these scenarios, you're going to be looking at either using a padded or a small flat rate box. It's not going to be too often where you're going to be using a custom built box or you're going to be using a USPS box to accomplish that goal. And then when you look at the center section, these are the ones that you're going to be using the most. Now, this is based off of my shipping experience and the types of packages that I'm sending out. So what kind of stuff would you fit inside of one of these boxes? We're talking about very dense items. So if you're shipping out like handfuls of coins, if you're shipping out coffee mugs, if you're shipping out candles, if you're shipping out things to that effect, this is what we're talking about when we're talking about cubic. We're talking heavy metals and things that are really like dense types of items that you would generally look at doing flat rate shipping for. And the quickest way to help people better understand this is imagine if this was a flat rate box. Imagine if this was an option offered by USPS and they said, hey, whatever you can fit inside of this box, if you want to ship it all the way to the East Coast or if you want to ship it to California, it's not going to be any more than $7.50. It's a pretty good rate, right? Whatever you can fit inside of this box. Now, these are all examples of, or these two are examples of ones. Let me get these out of the way because I've actually made examples for 1 through 5 for you. This is what a 2 looks like. Now, this is very similar to a box that USPS offers currently. I believe they have a 7x7x7. This one here is just, oh, yep, this is it. This is a 7x7x7. I think theirs might be a tiny bit smaller. Now, when we're looking at the dimensions, I believe we're looking at the external dimensions on this to get this size. Anything you can fit inside of this is going to be $8.46 from East Coast to West Coast or West Coast to East Coast. That is filthy cheap. This is very, very close to priority medium box, and most of the people that I know right now are still using medium boxes, and they're paying about $12.10 up to almost $13 if you're printing it out through eBay. And if you're one of those crazy people who's walking into the post office, you're still paying $15.50 for one of these boxes. Now, look how much you can actually save. We're talking about a savings of almost 50% just on retail, and that's if you're going all the way to the West Coast from the East. Now, excuse me. If you're one of those situations where it's actually going to be going a little bit of a closer distance, you're going to save even more money. Here's another example of a 1. Look how tall this bad boy is. And then here's another example of a 2. Now, I get asked this too all the time, that people say, Jay, does it have to be this exact same size of box? No, it doesn't. Now, how this works is you actually go to a site and you can punch in the dimensions. Now, I'm going to go ahead and preface this right now and say the site that I'm using is pirateship.com. They are a fantastic site to work with. Now, why am I using this site? Because it's free. Now, there's other sites you can go to. There's FitShipper and there's Shippo and there's Stamps.com. And we actually have a lot of people within our group who've converted over from those other services to using Pirate Ship. Now, I'm not directly affiliated with Pirate Ship in any way, but I've talked with them about label integration. And what's really great with it is that if you're an eBay seller like I am, all you have to do is press the import orders button. It brings all of your orders straight across from eBay. You print out all your shipping labels right there, and you know what it does? It takes all the tracking information and it sends it right back. Now, if you're like me and you say, I want to keep everything under one account, you can use your PayPal card to be able to pay for it too, which is really, really great. And I actually buy my shipping $500 at a time. Why do I do that? Because I don't want to see every single shipping transaction coming out of my PayPal, and I don't want to see 15 emails a day from PayPal talking about these little tiny transactions. So I buy $500 shipping at one time. It lasts me a couple of weeks, and then it automatically re-ups for me as I go. Now, that's not something you have to do, but it's something you can do. So here's an example of it too. So as I was saying, how do you know if it qualifies as a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? All you do is punch the dimensions in. You punch the dimensions into Pirate Ship, you put the weight of the item in, and then boom, it's going to give you one of these prices right up here. Now, if your box is bigger than that, which holy cow, is that going to be a big box, then it's not going to qualify for cubic shipping. What happens at that point? You're going to be offered the cheapest price available for priority shipping. This is the discounted rate that you would get if you're like a top-rated seller on eBay, or if you're sending out like 10 or 15,000 packages a month. They call it commercial pricing plus. You get the absolute cheapest price available. And I'll tell you this right now, okay, because there has seemed to have been some confusion on this. You will never see a price on Pirate Ship that's more expensive than what you can get on eBay. It's either the same price or less. And I'll be honest with you, most times it's less. Now, if you're looking at this chart and you're like, whoa, these prices seem a little bit crazy, odds are you're probably shipping a bunch of first class. Now, can you use first class on that site? Yes, you can. It's not that difficult to do. You just do the same exact process. You punch in your dimensions, you punch in the weight. It's obviously going to be 15.9 ounces or under, and then boom, you're going to be good to go. Here's another example. This is the 2. This is the one that's offered by USPS. And just so you know, you can use any USPS packaging that does not say regional or flat rate on it. So you can use these funky, this is a shoebox right here. Your USPS shoebox. This is a size 4 right here. You can even use the one that looks like a medium that has the adhesive flap on it. And you know what's really great too, is you can cut these down. So let's say you only need this much box right here. Cut your ends down, cut the flaps off, fold it over and tape it off, and then boom, you're good to go. And then you're gonna remeasure the new box, and that's how you're gonna be shipping from there out. So you can cut these down however you need to use them. That includes the bigger ones, that includes the smaller ones as well. So this is what a 4 looks like. This is a massive box. So we're looking at pretty much anywhere that this is going to go within America, it's not going to cost you more than $14. But to be completely honest with you, the scenarios I find myself in, it's more than 50% of the time I'm going to zone 5 or near. If you're one of those fortunate people who live smack dab in the middle of America, holy cow, you're never going to see anything outside of the green range, which means no matter what you ship, as long as it's under half a cubic foot, you're never going to pay more than $10.26 to ship out a package, which is a massive savings over using priority mail. It is huge, okay? The amount of money I saved, people keep asking me that, like, Jay, how much money are you actually saving doing this? I'm saving on average about $200 to $250 per month right now. Per month, which means by the end of the year, I'm going to put an extra $3 grand plus inside of my pocket just for using a different service to print my shipping labels, okay? Especially, here's the other thing too. I mean, there's certain countries that are losing their shipping discounts right now. Look at eBay, they lost their Canadian shipping discounts. So sites like this really make it possible for small business owners like ourselves to be able to continue staying in business. Here's an example of a 3, 10 by 8 by 6. And like I said, you're going to be able to punch in the information, and the goal is use the smallest box possible that you can safely ship your item in. This is what a 3 looks like, but you can mix the numbers up any way you need to, punch them in, and if you're not sure, there's actually a rate calculator on there. You can punch in the dimensions before you even use the box and figure out how much it's going to cost you to ship that out. We have a few more. Here's an example of a 4. This is an extreme 4. So when I say extreme, I'm basically saying I'm pushing the limits as far as how big you can make a box, because a box that is 0.4999 cubic, okay, is still going to be a cubic 4. Until you get to the 5, it's not going to tip over the other end. So this is as big as I can make it, 18 by 8 by 4.5. This is a massive box. And if you think this one's big, wait till you see the 2 examples I have for a 5. And this is what I was telling you when I said, I don't see a reason. I can't even fit this in my screen. This is a cubic 5. What is this? This is pretty much a pizza box, okay? This thing's absolutely huge, okay? How many pizza boxes are you going to be shipping out per year? I'm going to be honest with you, I've shipped out 0, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen. If there's a will, there's a way. Here's a more appropriate one. This is a 12 by 10 by 7 box. Anything you can fit inside of here, consider this a flat rate, okay? $17.54 anywhere in America for this. I feel like I'm on a home shopping network. Right now, guys, limited time offer. We got a cubic number 5. First caller is going to get this $17.54 shipped anywhere in America. What a value. But seriously, guys, it's a killer deal. I don't know why more of you aren't using this. I only got 2 minutes left to talk to you. I'm going to talk with you now about Cubic Soft Pack. People ask me too, Jay, can I use poly bags to ship my items out? Yes, you can. And holy cow, can you fit inside a lot of them? Or you can fit a lot inside of them. They're not only are they great for really, really dense stuff that don't need packaging. We're talking like hardware materials, nails, wood, electrical type supplies, really, really dense stuff. You can get away with so much. Here's what a Cubic 1 looks like. This is a pretty good size poly bag, 10 by 7.5. Another question people ask, how big can I fill it? You can fill this as much as you want. Those of you who are curious, yes, you can put a box inside of a poly bag, use the 2 side dimensions, and that's how you're gonna ship. So as long as it's under 21 inches, that's how you're gonna be shipping it. How big can a 2 get? This is a 2, this is a 15 by 11.5. This is a big poly bag, okay? And now remember, we're gonna use the same chart as above. The exact same chart. This ships anywhere in the world for $8.46, regardless of how much you put inside of here. What an insane deal, guys. I seriously don't get why you aren't using this. Look at this one. 17.5 by 12 is your 3. Let me skip right ahead to 4 because that's not even that impressive. What do we have here? We have 19 by 14.5, okay? This is a massive, like, look at me for scale. Holy cow. This is a massive poly bag, and if you think that's huge, wait till you see this. This is the last one right here. This is a Cubic 5, okay? 19 by 24. This is using 35 cubic inches worth of space, okay? Look how big. Forgive the ruffles, but this thing is, I can't even fit it onto my screen. This thing is a trash bag for a 13-gallon trash can. Just want to wrap this up, okay? One thing first, guaranteed cheapest rates. 2, if you use sites like Pirate Ship, you're going to save a ton of money because you're not going to pay them monthly. It costs nothing to join. They haven't charged me a cent beyond the shipping that I've actually used. You can still ship all of your packages at a discounted rate through and have your information taken and sent back to eBay. You can have it all linked up. And lastly, you can still use all of your USPS branded items.